The young knight had been raised by his older sister, renowned as the world's strongest warrior. He remembered his sister, more beautiful than anyone in the world and whom he loved dearly, as she spoke. She gestures to the rock, reminding him adventurers must handle this much, then swings her blade, splitting it in two. Shifa Alian swings at an unyielding rock, fears he'll never be an adventurer, but must split it in one blow like his sister Rose. He marvels that, after all, this feat is normal for adventurers, and remembers his sister can do this easily. He paused for a moment, murmured okay then, and with sword in hand he set off into the forest. Next training session is announced, warning that this is what it takes to be an adventurer. She nods in understanding. He watches as the swords pin the massive dragon and concedes that to his sister. This is simply routine. She swings her sword with a startled cry, then beams in admiration, declaring that adventurers really are the best. A young girl lives with her adventurer sister in the middle of nowhere, and thanks to her exploits they enjoy a comfortable life. Rose Alien rushes to Shifa-kun, calling out. She asks if he's beaten the dragon, and if he's all right, and praises his training. She doesn't really know what an adventurer is, but whenever she visits town, she sees someone who seems to fit that name. She heard they defeated Kuga and rose in rank. Watching cheerful, lively adventurers in the city, one day she longed to join them. A girl tells Rose she wants to be an adventurer too. Rose freezes in shock. The girl vows to see the world and stand on her own. Her expression softens as she tells Shifa-kun that if he truly wants to become an adventurer. 1 year ago she could not slay a dragon or split a massive stone. Everyone praised Sister Rose, and Sifa's heart grew fond. The heroine grips her spear with fiery resolve, insisting that to become an adventurer one must be stronger than anyone. She demands an equal fight with her spear. He notes the weapon and steels himself. Facing his sister alone is his hardest test. The second year of special training brought a session as a gift for motivated Shifa in the fearsome valley of the Flame Emperor. A foreboding voice warns that dangerous monsters roam these depths, a place where no common traveler would venture. She urged Shifa to beat every monster, become an adventurer, and vowed to protect him. Shifa vowed to protect Rose. She smiled. She gave him a token, asked him to return when hungry and wait nearby. He froze as she warned him to avoid the valley shrine. They hail the victory in Flame Emperor's Valley and warn that true adventurers must dispatch monsters before the thundering hills. A fierce cry echoes across the snowy mountain of the Ice Princess and the brooding castle of darkness. A weary figure hauls a chair inside, then collapses in the yard, gasping. Evelyn bars Leo in books, promising food until he masters strength and knowledge and aims for superclass. Leo doubts it's too soon. She scans combat tomes, pausing at a warning of 7 zones even elites must avoid. A voice calls it a mistake. 4 years have passed since she told her sister she wanted to become an adventurer too. Her sister's words hold the greatest weight. She granted her the bare skill to be an adventurer, and those words have carried her. A towering dragon crashes down amid uprooted tree trunks. Amid broken tomes and shattered blades, the boy tightens his fist with a determined gaze. Then a soft voice calls his name, Shifa-kun. She steps forward, sword aloft, inviting him closer for a playful squeeze. The young warrior meets the confident gaze of his sister and draws his sword, steeling himself for their one-on-one duel. Today is the day straight ahead. She commanded them to believe she came that way, then challenged, "What do you think?" before encouraging him to follow her. He curses damn when his attack misses. The knight notes dodged and calls a slash is coming. He replies, "I know," as he braces. He hurtles forward under her sword, resolute in preventing her attack. Shifa's skill amazes all. Rose panics for the first time as her sword hand loosens, opening a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. He shouts that Rose's sword has been sent flying and vows to settle this right here and now. Rose stands stunned. The boy swings his sword in surprise and asks how another one. His rival murmurs it's a shame, yet he roars yes in defiance. A massive boulder crashes, shattering around the struggling figure. Crushed by a boulder, she winces as her sister helps her up. She wonders if she can ever be an adventurer or best her sister. She calmly acknowledged it and granted Shifa-kun permission to become an adventurer. She admits surprise at a second sword, laughs at her adventurer's might, and tells him he's on track with her. He murmurs really. She gazes with longing, hoping for her day. He blinks. She vows to teach him her magic, then register in the city as adventurers. Rose sweeps Shifa into a joyous embrace, thanking her warmly. Shifa protests, reminding that they're outside. In town he was 15, and already felt like a full-grown adult as the season with his sister passed. She asks if it's strange. He beams that adventurers feel no shame. It's simply too cool. He's ready to claim his title. He learned his sister's secrets of storage magic with diligent instruction, but mastering its techniques proved especially difficult. They stand before the grand gates, ready to put every lesson and skill they've gathered to the test. Two silhouettes face a vast cathedral bathed in golden sunlight. At the guild, Shifa found only adventurer registration, not training. Knowing parties trained as teams, he was ushered inside. She waves goodbye with a cheerful "see you later" as he stands alone in the quiet hallway. A young hero stands before a vast staircase, all shimmering in their gaze. He stammers in. The clerk calls him Shifa, scolds his lateness, warns the center isn't for everyone, and calls his sister troublesome. She stands at the doorway and warmly encourages him inside, telling him they've arrived. A student steps into a silent lecture hall while classmates watch. The teacher tells the late student to take an empty seat in the back. The student apologizes and slips into place. A swift kick slams into him, sending him flying as he shouts "whoa" in surprise. She leans forward, whispering that it feels good. He warns it's dangerous. Perplexed, he asks what just happened. Leanne rebuked Shifa being late, insisting they all wait. Guards pushed her to sit. Observer noted Leanne's beauty and arrogance. The instructor notes the class is ready and begins firmly, introducing herself as Yulina Igraine, their adventurer guide. Yulina Igraine enters the room with a polite greeting. Murmurs ripple, "Is this the real super-class adventurer?" A lone scoff. The mentor announces a year of strict training. The pupil stares in disbelief and wonders if it's a sign. He steeled himself, knowing this was normal for adventurers, and a slip would draw scorn. He was proud to stand as one. She invited everyone to introduce themselves one by one, and share their name and their magic or skills. Rage admits his magic is weak, yet swears by his sword meteor fall that felled an ogre. Remembering triumphs, he stays on guard. Ruel introduces herself as an ice mage, noting many do only the minimum. Mimi Myrlina blushes, sorry she lacks any skills. She reminds herself many struggle talking. A voice mutters what a disgraceful woman. She finds courage and says she is up. Leanne Fours announces she's the younger sister of famed adventurer Sarah Fours, and the onlookers murmur in surprise. She boasts her swordplay bests her magic and trapped the cockatrice, but it escaped. The party panics at a designated danger beast. Alone now, he's the only one left and has grown proud to be an adventurer. He's Shifa, now to test a special skill. He proclaims storage magic as his best skill, recalling his sister taught him and that only she could ever beat him. A gasp echoes as one stammers storage magic. Another asks what that means. She reveals her sister taught her the spell. They demand to know what storage magic is. He laughs, boasting it is his secret weapon. She scoffs that she can wield it too. He stands silent, resolve in his gaze. She meets him with a steadfast, flushed stare. Someone trembles, murmuring "wow, wow, wow." She scoffs at his storage magic, declaring he doesn't belong. He admits he'll be late and lacks his own specialty spells. A voice calls his sister a fool for teaching a simple storage spell he whirls, demanding a retraction as his friend stands stunned. With eyes flashing, he demanded she retract her insult to his sister. She insisted it was true, refusing to obey someone weaker. She steps in and calls for a mock battle. He steels himself, unwilling to yield while his sister's honor hangs in the balance. He shrugs indifferently, saying he doesn't mind. She crosses her arms, huffing that she feels the same, of course. Two fighters face off in the vast arena, tension crackling between them. He'll get hurt by Sarah's sister, and her sound sword won't matter. He must hit her once to make up for insulting his sister. He remembers the girl who appraised him earlier. She's as beautiful as his sister. Now she asks his name. He blinked when he called her Shifa. She said it was her family name, introduced herself as Ruel Ixt, and wished him luck. The trainer sets the rules. Any magic or weapons may be used, no time limit. But no harm or death victory comes by surrender or stop. A moment of awe fills the arena as the ally cautions to proceed carefully. Convinced, she surpasses all her peers. He stands unarmed. She demands why he insists he's fine. She bristles at the doubt he says storage magic summons his weapons. She paused at her sister's warning. The challenger urged her. He vowed she'd regret insulting his sister. At the signal, she explodes into motion, embodying pure speed type. A gleaming blade flashes with blinding speed, leaving onlookers breathless and whispering that it must be the fabled sound sword. She charges in, declaring it's over. She can't hold back. He remains calm, hearing every taunt while wondering if she's going easy. She reels in surprise as he dodges with ease. He is far from weak now. It is his turn to reveal his special training with his sister. She tells him that with that sword he can tackle anything. It's 3-in-1 design, cutting, stabbing, and even punching with ease. They raise a hand, summoning a glowing magical seal and calling it to their side. The warrior summons a holy sword, its blade shimmering as it ascends from a glowing arcane circle. The air stills, the blade emerges, its name spoken softly yet powerfully, Durand. The young warrior unleashes a fierce cry and drives her sword downward as her terrified foe shrinks back in horror. His magic disc shatters harmlessly. He missed. Determination lights his gaze. The fight isn't over yet. The spear is deadly to magical beings and easy to throw, but only Nor can unleash its magic draining power to end the fight. She unleashes her spirit over spear, summoning a radiant lance that crashes down, sending opponents flying in a flash of light. She grits her teeth and leaps aside, evading the attack with an unexpected twist. Knowing how dangerous she could be, he seized this chance to strike before her full strength could reveal itself. She exclaims triumphantly that her rock smashing has reached 10,000 for the day. She chose offense, each strike igniting into flame. The spinning gauntlets amplified her power and stunned the proud noblewoman. She adjusted its power to neutralize her combat ability. Was this really as far as it could go? She warns herself to stay vigilant and unleashes Dragon Hand Flame Emperor. With fierce determination, she thrusts a hand forward and declares that it's over. The hero staggers in disbelief as the mage announces the battle is over and Leanne cannot continue. Voices wonder why it must end. She gasps, cheeks flushed and breath short. He kneels beside her asking if she's all right, thoughts racing how careless she'd been. She declares a draw, and he demands why she warns his last strike could kill Leanne. He scoffs at her power, and all stare. Adventurers recoil in shock as they face the lone figure before them. He gasps in disbelief. She responds with a puzzled huh. She asks what training his sister gave him. He says Rose called it normal training. She leaves to talk later. He watches puzzled. He froze briefly, breath catching as he realized it was his sister. Onlookers grew bewildered by his unorthodox strength as his brother carried out every outrageous command. The girl drops to her knees, shouting she will not accept a draw. Against mere storage magic, she finally calms and starts babbling. She acknowledged his storage magic was not ordinary, yet he insisted it was just storage magic taught by his sister. She explains storage magic is basic magic anyone can wield but demands focus, imagination, and becomes harder with heavier items. Legendary class weapons feel beyond human reach. He uses ultra-speed storage. Observers, stunned, ask why he wields such power. She confirms that as far as she knows, only one person can use ultra-speed storage. A voice declares Rose the war maiden. The group gasps in disbelief, and one heart sinks at his sister's name. Only 4 exquisite adventurers stand out. One is Rose Allian, the weapon-swapping maiden. His face drained, she was his sister. The adventurer's grade reflects competence and trust, advancing from beginner through intermediate, advanced to global instructor. She holds a title granting immense trust and absolute power, enabling her to explore deadly dungeons as the guardian of humanity. After he boasted of his sister, she pointed out hers outranked his. He asked why she protected him. She snapped she hated him. She announces that she and he are betrothed through their older sister's promise, leaving everyone reeling in surprise. In the instructor's room, the mentor quietly reveals the student was unaware of their sister, or engagement to Rule. To become an adventurer means a soul-wrenching 4-year trial in the Flame Emperor's Valley. He questioned her protectiveness. She recalls he saw the other trainees fight, then asks if his match felt weak. He stammers yes. Then she declares his ability abnormal. Instructor warns to learn his unorthodox powers and forbids killing a foe in mock battle. He wonders if power has come to that. She tells him he must live with her. Shocked, he learns his sister has gone to hunt demons and asked her to guide him. He protests. A host shows the newcomer their room, points out the bath and towel, and the newcomer gasps in surprise. The instructor announces that training will move outdoors tomorrow and urges the student to rest. The student replies yes. Reaching up to the wooden ceiling, the young hero lies back, smiling wryly, and admits that tomorrow's fate remains unknown. In Cardia West Forest, a band of adventurers steps into a clearing, their forms aglow with determination. His hesitant Rule turns into her gentle Rule. A friend laughs at their closeness. Morning greetings follow, and a cat girl nods. Morning tension shifts when the instructor sends them out, as real adventurers' cheers follow her promise of today's activity. They were ordered to subjugate all monsters in the forest west of Cardia, and paid by how many they subdued. These monsters are danger levels 1 and 2, far below level 4 or higher beasts that intermediate adventurers often handle. A warning forbids venturing deeper into the forest. Then the party proclaims their readiness to begin. Riul declares right there, then uses her versatile, precise ice magic to pull foes in like second nature before take this meteor break. He collects Riul's defeated monster's parts as proof, restraining his power to barely meet duties and uphold his sister's honor. After felling countless foes, they agree to retreat before they stray too far, but suddenly a cockatrice appears nearby. The party freezes as a cockatrice appears. Its level 4 threat shocks them, danger far beyond the forest's usual beasts. She sends the wounded off as he argues they must unite to beat the cockatrice. She warns time is running out and they stare ahead. The lone warrior stands her ground as a colossal winged beast descends. She urges them to hurry away, vowing to face the threat alone. He hesitates, warning that Lian being here means no safety. A massive eagle descends, as the party freezes in disbelief. The hero recoils in a toxic haze, warning the arrogant woman not to breathe it. She smirks and asks who dares call her arrogant. A scream of despair rings out, a cry of astonishment follows, and the poison disperses into the air. She branded them a nuisance, ordered them gone, admitted the cockatrice's fearsome reputation was earned despite its chatter. They will evacuate the wounded while she stays behind to help. A warrior warns not to stand in her way as the others nod. Observers note her bold strength and easy victory, lament it's too late, and only Riul's rare praise shows respect. She vows to stop them. Her ally urges the winged steed to hang back and guard the wounded's escape as it soars free. They press deeper into the forest, wondering how far they've come, until they discover a breathtakingly beautiful clearing. In the forbidden forest, a friend vows to drag Shifa home by force. Shifa snaps silence and swears to subjugate the cockatrice now. A lone warrior hovers before a gaping maw in the forest gloom. 3 heroes recoil as a gaping, tooth-filled maw emerges from darkness. A massive jaw snaps down as the 3 stand frozen in stunned dread. She cries awe, followed by a scream. She stutters, Shifa, they have to run, they have to run. She stared upward at a pterosaur far larger than the one she had beaten, and wondered why a dangerous level F beast was here. She urges her friends to return home first, promising to handle it alone. Fear grips them as their marked enemies and prey. Lian lunges forward, vowing to subjugate the beast alone, and orders her allies to fall back. They're in the way. She knows she doesn't stand a chance, yet her raised voice drives them back, trying to force them from this place. The young hero calls out in alarm, demanding Shifa explain what she is doing. He thought her skills masked a harsh personality. Today she lunged, denied trembling, and warned him to step aside. The arrogant woman seems to be a good person, at least. She's someone who can sacrifice herself to help and protect others. Shifa froze at her sister's call. Raised and cherished by her, she remembered those words, even if you dislike people, Shifa. With a surge of lightning, her blade glows as she vows that anyone not evil must defend the helpless as an adventurer. Her sister says this blade was forged from Dragon King Takeo. Its power can seize those too weak to master it. A lone hero braces against a colossal beast's fiery onslaught. A monstrous face erupts in a blast of crushing force as its skull shatters. She channels every ounce of strength into a fierce overhead slash. 2 knights charge the beast blades high, as dawn light glints on steel. A colossal beast charges through an explosion as 2 figures stand firm. One friend winces in stunned disbelief, while the other marvels at Shifa's astonishing power. He asked if she was all right, but she just groaned. He teased her as arrogant and flushed. She dreaded returning to the instructor. He offered to help the arrogant woman and urged her to return quickly. She froze, blinking in surprise. He teased her proud nature, offering a hand to help her return swiftly. She blinked. She reminded him to call her Lian. A surprised voice calls out to Lian. She insists she needs no help, but a companion reaches out as calm returns. After the battle with the pterosaur, the group stands in the forest, their breaths heavy in the morning air. In addition to the cockatrice, that's what he said, oh yeah, I ran away from the pterosaur, but Sister said killing dragons easily proves strength. They hid the pterosaur. Her training let him help many. Lian acted strangely. The instructor ends the lesson, urging a return to town. The students cheer, then she commands them to follow, surprising them. They stand before Cardia Adventurers Guild, its doors open to newcomers. One friend chides the other for his first-time excitement. She admired her sister's peers. Yulina confirmed her request, warned of a cockatrice in the western forest, and hinted at more. She announced a pterosaur sighting in the western forest. Stunned, the party doubted her claim until they spotted Yulina Igraine. The instructor, having caught on, orders Shifa to prove the claim. The student's shock mounts as his defeat is laid bare. A giant scaly tail slams into the room, leaving everyone stunned. A clerk dashes down the stairs to call the branch manager. One praises Shifa's sharp mind. Another wonders about pterosaur reward. The mercenaries reel in shock. Did they really defeat him? This fragment is from a pterosaur. How did that girl do it? Who is she? This wasn't normal. Voices rose, asking why a pterosaur would appear in the western forest and if its presence posed danger. She warned that this was a problem, then noted a pterosaur in the western forest and a phoenix on the horizon. A woman in kimono calmly declares the world is peaceful and quiet, startling the young onlookers. Patrons whisper why a young girl stands in this sacred adventurer's hall. One approaches and gently asks if she's lost. They laugh at the branch manager called a kid and cheer this big catch. Shifa turns as friends urge her to see an interesting kid. Shifa is told this is Lady Kano, branch manager of the Adventurers Association, Caldia Branch, and to apologize. The young knight offers an apology for his earlier rudeness. The lady bows and reassures him she understands. She murmured that Urina had told her about cockatrices and pterosaurs in the western forest. Monsters appear in forbidden places across regions. She has identified the culprit, prepared a plan, and says it came from afar. She invokes Phoenix and notes that this existence lies within demons and magical beasts' domain, so it must have brought a change. Phoenix ranks 20 against lower beasts of 4 and 7. She vows to clear them soon and marvels a trainee down to pterosaur. He says his name is Shifa Alien. The woman gasps, "Are you Rose's brother?" Then offers to care for him if he leaves training center. He's kept close by the branch manager to sway Rose, but she only obeys extremes and won't forgive. He's never seen her at work. They pause at his sister Rose. One wonders if she's a problematic adventurer. Another insists she's special and strong. The Union appointed his sister. To fight the Phoenix, she must have the request he warned only she could do it. His eyes went wide. He gasps at the memory of his sister, then questions in rising panic, "Who the hell are you?" A lone figure strides down the street. Villagers watch in stunned silence. An elf knight strides through a medieval street as townsfolk stare. She exhales in relief and admits it took her a while. At the royal capital, Adventurers Guild, a woman snarls, "Don't screw me, I'll subjugate the Phoenix issue form." Clerk pleads he can't. He heard the Union had moved against the Phoenix, but feared it was too late. He wondered how many young adventurers died today. She watched with dread as voices rose. One stammered, then a sharp voice demanded they were busy. A stunned silence followed. Villagers gape as the real phantom dragon king enters capital. She crushed the strongest. They marvel at her beauty and chest mark. Someone called Rose Alien, and she stammered, asking what she could do for him today. Hunter reports Cardia subjugation, request done. Clerk stunned to see a danger-level dragon extermination completed solo. He met her gaze and asked, "So what?" Murmurs rose at his nerve. Everyone knew she was the war maiden who hated men. She offers 2 million cells to Cardia's Adventurers Training Center at Shifa Alien despite objections. Waving goodbye, a messenger arrives with a Black Adventurers Guild letter for Rose Alien, the greatest hero. She winces as it summons her to duty. She receives a nomination to repel the Phoenix. By opening the letter, she's bound and must leave at once. They learned the repelling mission was rated extreme, a weighty challenge looming ahead. She sighs, having missed Shifa, then wins the Union's approval and steels herself to summon the level 20 Phoenix alone. The exquisite adventurer requested a party, summoning Shame Enable, the superclass adventurer, and Sarah Fours, the superior. He vows immediate arrangements as witnesses marvel at a 2-person summon and war maiden honor. One can only hope to survive. She begs forgiveness, desperate to meet Shifa soon. Her excitement is clear as she declares she can't wait to see her. Shifa is urged to train, not chase the Phoenix. It concerns everyone. Mission to survey how Phoenix altered monster habitats stunned. A few days after the Adventurers Guild incident, the knight outlines a mission to study Phoenix-altered monsters, startling his companion. The veteran announces the mission to investigate monsters altered by the Phoenix influence, and the novice recoils in shock. She asks if he's settling in then, says this mission is an official request, and he'll form a party with a trainee. He paused, wondering if he could stay steady while floating with immense power. Teaming up felt right, but he doubted himself. As a trainee arrives, the classroom quiets, and she offers a soft good morning with determination shining in her eyes. Leanne offers a quiet good morning. He recalls how greetings once felt awkward and finds her silence oddly endearing. She apologizes for teasing his sister, blushes, and explains she has only just become an adult. He watches her still confused. Captain greets an unusually early Leanne with surprise. Flushed, she huffs a brisk good morning and the class goes quiet. She sends him to survey Phoenix warped habitats. He fears the continent will fall unless his sister can set things right. The request was medium but doable. High-level monsters only needed reporting. Its scale was beyond a trainee and demanded manpower. The instructor warns once inside the facility, they are adventurers accountable for themselves, and asks if there are questions. Shifa urges a party reshuffle to join him. He hesitates over balance. She admits his daring rescue sparked true feelings. What does that have to do with the organization? You risked your life to save mine, remember? Yeah, so. She cries that a man risking his life to protect a woman is a proposal. Others stand there stunned. Whispers ask why she's proposing as she recalls her sister, saying one who risks life to protect her is one she'll marry someday. Arrangement unchanged, he protests. She promises perfect wife ways taught by her unorthodox sister Leanne. Onward they go. Loki urges Alien to switch back, focused on the mission. Tsukumi maps their range from Cardia to Shiratsu as Mylarina panics. He faces his party, anxious if he can lead. A companion praises Shifa's training and he winces at his sister's sharper demon lore. They confess knowing the basics, then the girl panics before insisting. She understands demons and monsters, leaving him confused. The party hides and checks the list, noting the wolf at danger level 2, the slime at level 1, and will report anything off list. They identify White Goblin level 2, Great Moth level 1, and Brilliant Rock level 2. They commend Miss Millerina and press on. At the edge of Cardia High Forest, the final stop, one warns of level 3 monsters. Another trembles, begging not to mention horrors. They arrive at the clearing and realize she's not there. It's strange and confusion flickers across their faces. She scans the forest with hesitation, noting it should be crawling with monsters, yet finds nothing. Investigation stalled, they camp until morning. One asks if Alien's meal is Nichen's cooking. He grins, Yulina refuses credit. He was baffled that forest beasts, driven out by the Phoenix, vanished on their own and that their pursuer remained unseen. He takes the first watch. She asks why he fears the dark forest and hates necromancers. He recalls the Castle of Darkness. He recalled the terrifying ruins full of necromancer monsters, calm by day and deadly at night. He remembered how late it was. She gasps in shock, remembering no monsters came by day. Now she wonders what terrors might emerge once night falls. He was naive. The high forest still held secrets. Monsters fell to a higher demon. A superior demon may be undead at night. Fugo falls wounded as comrades gather. They worry about the forest at night and Alien alone. One flees and another stands guard. She reaches out and asks to be called Shifa. He smiles warmly and agrees by calling her Shifa. A lone traveler in moonlit woods. Someone cries, "I'm sorry, please, forgive me." A voice calls, "Myerlina, why are you here?" Silence falls. She reveals overhearing doubts about burdening Shifa, then asks if he knows the demon's name, admitting she can't investigate alone. A bright smile and urgent plea, "Okay, Myerlina, let's go together," meets a firm no. They stand apart in shimmering silence. They walk in silence, then he calls out, "Myerlina, over here." She gasps, and they peer from behind the tree, eyes wide. They gasped as a dullahan appeared, its level 8 danger rating, surpassing a pterosaurus, a demon never meant for this forest. They sense the life force of the dullahan through any barrier, and know they will not stay hidden long. In that moment, he realizes escaping the forest while protecting Myerlina will be nearly impossible. She thrusts her hand, a glowing magic seal flares to life. Across the void, a lone figure stands bathed in radiant energy. A swirling shadowy arm snatches the figure while allies recoil. They dive behind a tree as a sword slams down, wood splintering. She sensed his awareness. Then a cascade of blades descended. Can she move faster than the wind? A colossal blade crashes down as the young swordsman braces for impact. The girl's voice rings out urgently, calling Shifa Kun. The threat proves more troublesome than a pterosaur. Determined to outpace her reflexes, He ventures into woods thick with obstacles, abandoning long-range weapons for a closer arm. The knight ducks under the blade, then cries that's, summoning a glowing sigil as they barrel forward with fierce resolve. She recalled her sister's words and held the kodachi, its swift small turns perfect for cramped battles and strong against magic. She urges him to keep it close by for use in an emergency. The heroine brandishes a dagger overhead as shadows swirl around her. The girl shouts to Shifa that the flame atop the beast's head is its weakness, urging him to strike. Brilliant light cleaves air, hurling the beast crashing into the ground. She paused in stunned silence, then cried out in amazement, "Did you defeat him?" He noted undead resist physical attacks, yet the kodachi absorbs magic and life force, and his sister coated it with vampire blood. A frantic squeeze precedes a startled cry for the vampire princess Luciela. Myrlena's eyes gleam, learning Luciela is a level 28 legend class archdemon designated a danger. This monster nerd longs to meet her. He lists Leanne, Rule. Myrlena then admits he's met many strange girls since arriving at the training center. Shifa defeated the dullahan with an item. With his reliability and friends' support, this first request was a true adventure. He takes one step as an adventurer and moves forward into the unknown. Beneath the crescent moon, she says now then, and he nods. Let's continue their investigation. They stand frozen as they realize Shifa herself is a level 18 monster designated as dangerous. It's Tamamo. What is this sad-looking monster? Days after the dragons fall at Cardia West, Lake Olive changed trainer pushes Shifa into water as others doubt the drill. Flushed and shy, Leanne begs him not to stare even as she yearns for his gaze. He teases her girly charm amid the swimsuit crowd. A warning tells Rule not to show off before Shifa, a blushing blonde, shyly, invites him to look, and Rule, amazed, blurts confusion. He hesitated before recalling the swimsuit from their blood river, training with Rose, and how blindingly bright it had been. One girl whispers that the fox spirit's danger level is 18. Her companion asks why the maiden's eyes seem so sad. Sent in a party to study phoenix-touched monsters in Cardia High Forest, the adventurer never expected to meet a renowned hero. A hidden voice calls the pair human and demands proof they mean no harm. They tense as their location has been discovered. She sees a level 18 danger and knows she must fight. She can't flee with Myrlena, doubts besting her sister but steals herself. He recognizes it's not necromantic, so a solid strike should land. He braces and murmurs okay. He leaps forward with a spirited cry, racing through the forest floor as his attack propels him toward his foe. A spark of resolve lights her eyes as she gathers power in her hand and calls forth the holy sword Durandal. A strained voice cries stop with the magic as the figure dashes forward, arcane shards scattering in their wake. He staggers back as the magic circle flares. He drew the holy sword again, no turning back now. What's happened to Tamamo? She can't think straight, realizing storage magic demands focus, patience, and strength. Nothing feels like her sister's training. He is struck by Tamamo and left weaponless in the forest, heart pounding, as he steels himself to fight bare-handed. She warns Shifa at his sorcery, names Tamamo a sorcerer, and exposes the storage magic circle was hidden. Shifa reels in shock. He winces at sorcery's sting, but thanks Myrlena. The circle holds. She smiles with calm strength. He pushes through this time. Amid a storm of strikes, the warriors brace and counter with resolve. She senses no resistance from her opponent and stares wide-eyed, baffled by what she could be thinking. A blade meets a fox-eared woman's gaze. They stand amid swirling magic. She tilts her head, wondering why he won't kill her. He apologized unharmed, noting she wanted him to appear, then balked at attacking a level 18 beast and fetched the other. They find Myrlena cute and a big shot. They demand why she is not attacking and why she is here. She hesitates. Two girls recoil in stunned silence as shock ripples through their eyes. She stares at her wounds in horror, then realizes they're a sacred phoenix flame scars only moonlight can heal. Too weak to fight. She asked if the phoenix did it. She spoke of Inari east of the capital, where demons lived in peace and it felt like home. But one day a phoenix appeared at Inari, revealing a level 20 danger designation, the mythical beast Wind. Peace took hold as the phoenix settled over Inari in sacred flame, banishing monsters and birthing cockatrices and pterosaurs. She tried to fight off the phoenix, but after one step she knew she was no match for him. They realized their wounds would only heal in moonlight and were being tended here in the forest. They demanded why she stopped them. She pleaded for freedom and vowed to heal. Return to MT Inari and slay the phoenix next time. She begs him not to report her until her wounds heal. Afraid she can't resist the monsters on MT Inari, she wants to go home. She asked if she could trust him. He said it once guarded MT Inari as level 18 deity, wanted home, yet felt ready to accept it. She cries out, "What are you doing?" as he touches the burning top. He finds it cool and marvels at its fluffiness. She calls him an idiot, laughs, and admits vulnerability. He surveys her damaged home and exhales, knowing none could refuse her plea. He relents, admitting he can't file a false report. He reassures her she was safe and vows to keep those hands to themselves. Tears fill her eyes as she learns the phoenix may fall before her return. She's grateful just to go home. He urges her to focus on healing her wounds and go home once she is fully recovered. She answers with a determined yeah. The girl bows, tears falling, apologizes and vows she owes him one. He wonders if she's guardian deity yet doesn't feel bad. Dawn finds her friends anxious at the forest edge. She declares time to go home, assures safety and warns of monsters. Can they? They stare at a jack-o'-lantern and wisp glide by, unfazed. If weak monsters control them, a hostile necromancer could be terrifying. Night fell on Cardia High Forest, revealing an alien domain. Undead terrors rose while the forest's usual monsters vanished. At the forest's heart, Tamamo, a level 18 threat, hides to heal a wounded phoenix. The report finds subjugation unnecessary. The young warrior knows only his sister remains to vanquish the phoenix and wonders where she is and what she's doing. A lone figure stands resolute in the rain-drenched street, then breaks into a quiet, confident smile. In the sprawling capital of the continent, the Grand Adventurers Guild looms before hopeful explorers. Two fighters rest, one sipping tea while the other adjusts her gear. The other's tease Rose for arriving late after calling her out, then admits she has much on her plate given the high danger level. He sensed a great presence and saw an incredibly pretty girl and a ridiculously beautiful woman. No, could those two be? Sarah the Sound Sword, an upper-class adventurer, greets Shamey the Destruction Caster as the superclass adventurer. He whispers in disbelief as his eyes sweep to the figures seated at the distant table. Sarah the Sound Blade was denied superclass promotion and scorns the weak. Shamey, superclass Destruction Caster, wields magic. Two big shots gathered many young adventurers lost lives, the distribution of monsters was disturbed, and then Phoenix extermination. Rumors say the Union unleashed extermination. They heard she summoned them. Rose cares only for her brother and called them here. She enters through the arch. One says speak of the devil she's here, and the others falter yeah. They stammered in disbelief, naming her an exquisite class adventurer as a radiant warrior descended. The war maiden Rose Alien. Rose arrives late, her friend scolds her, she confesses. She found cute light armor at the shop, tried it on at home, and lost time. A young officer glances up nervously and stammers that she must be Rose Alien Sama. With a hearty welcome, the guard announced an extreme mission, defeat a level 20 Phoenix. A hand-picked party responded, yes, ma'am. She reports to the Union that their extreme mission is about to begin with firm resolve. A guild official warns without a report in 14 days the request fails, and they must return to the guild in 3 days. Her gaze is icy as she warns they will all be treated as dead. Perilous missions meant for armies are entrusted to a lone war maiden, her skill and confidence earning the Union's trust. They set off toward MT Inari, a day's ride away. All were ready, though one's thoughts drifted to her brother. At the gate, they froze. Knight Captain Rondell demands their purpose at the Adventurers Guild, quipping well, taunting incompetence. A knight demands the adventurers subjugate the phoenix at once, warning that if they fail, the knights will handle it immediately. He once said he would subjugate the phoenix, but it left many dead before knights barely repelled it. 3 adventurers accepted. Just 3, are you underestimating the phoenix? No, I am confident that there is no better choice of people. Hesitant at facing a phoenix and 3 foes, they declared it impossible, named one as Rose the War Maiden, drawing a stunned cry. An advisor warns only 3 can match the phoenix, surpassing every knight. He snarls, you bastard, then concedes very well. The knights vowed to spare the phoenix during the request. One confessed surprise and dared the War Maiden to show her might. She trembles with apology as the knight admits he snapped on impulse. Colleagues gasp as she insists she'll prevail. After 2 hot days, they arrive at Inari's sealed gates. A guard denies entry without a permit after Phoenix sightings. That town that used to be so charming, the air, so clean and refreshing, now city is engulfed in flames of Phoenix. A soldier says residents were evacuated to a nearby city, but several adventurers died in the Phoenix's sacred fire. The leader declares they will subjugate the Phoenix, then orders the gate to open. A guard stammers yes and orders the gate to open. Heavy doors swing aside and a piercing beam of light floods the courtyard. The warriors stared in astonishment as the sacred golden flame of the Phoenix, the holy fire, ignited before them. They stand before the beautiful cityscape, now consumed by flames, and realize the Phoenix has claimed Mount Inari as its nest. They asked about approaching the flames, but the other said they need only annihilate the city's holy fire to draw out the Phoenix. She had no idea how to tackle an immortal beast, but believed Rose might succeed against the invincible Phoenix. She warns Phoenix's regeneration is terrifying, and would challenge Rose, then urges them to unite to subjugate it. One asks how. She will wear it down with Sarah Chan's blade and fire, then spring her trick to steal its breath. The other asks what exactly. She explains the strategy, quells the city's flames to summon the Phoenix from MT Inari, and warns they will return in fire. Shamie sees the Phoenix and casts her destruction spell, as she commands allies to restrain its attacks and keep it grounded. She recalls chaining a Phoenix and casting destruction magic, barely succeeding. Still they rush in recklessly. Sarah drives the sound sword as her ally urges non-stop blows, until the Phoenix's regeneration falters. She wonders how long. Commander will barrage the Phoenix, free Sarah on signal, unleash Shamie's spell, handle surprises, ready as one recalls this day. They exchange a tense glance, hearts pounding, realizing they might not survive here. In ruins, they doubt strength yet rely on Phoenix. They embrace their doomed role, vowing to clear sacred flames and greet him. Then she said, "Watch me," you two. Her friends blinked in confusion before she sprang into action. She unleashes Cleaver Fujin, her glaive slicing the air while onlookers stand frozen in awe. No, then yeah, that's right. What are we afraid of? What are we doing? She is top rank, and her speech bends super-class adventurers. A lone spearman braces her spear, every step crackling with tense resolve. An elf warrior lunges with her spear, striking her foe with resolve. A whirlwind sweeps across the town, as stunned figures watch from below. A young woman stands frozen, as a village succumbs to raging flames. 3 figures stand in light, as spiraling energy arcs surround them. She lets out a terrified scream as her rival's fist slams into her side, and she staggers with a pained grunt. A raging vortex sweeps through the town, tossing rooftops into chaos. A car tumbles through crumbling debris as the ruins collapse around it. Their companions are amazed as one swing wipes out the flames. Rose Allian stands unshaken, certain. No feat is impossible with her overwhelming power. She rises as the war maiden at her best. They were chosen by that person and vowed to return alive, charging forward with determination to defeat the Phoenix. She scans the sky, noting there's still no sign of the Phoenix. Undeterred, she vows to say hello as often as needed. The trio stands ready, urging Phoenix on even as worry creeps in that he remains holed up in Mount Inari and will not emerge. A determined swordswoman charges forward, blade sweeping in a fierce arc. 3 warriors charge forward, blades carving through the battlefield in unison. She lets out a triumphant shout as the flames encircling MT Inari finally die out. Phoenix moves and monsters flee, reshaping the land. Many adventurers and innocents were sacrificed. Now her power stands revealed. 3 heroes race across the shattered streets, their resolve unbreakable. A massive pillar of flame surges skyward. The team stared in awe at a giant figure wreathed in holy golden fire, its wounds healing in the blink of an eye. A colossal wall of water crashes forward, engulfing the battlefield. The 3 stand frozen in horror. One stammers, another whispers, this is as a colossal firestorm bears down on the city. The warning declares danger designation level 20. A mythical beast looms in fiery wrath. A blazing phoenix of fire erupts, hurtling toward the 3 defenders. A monstrous shadow towers over 3 resolute allies. They outline the plan, weaken the Phoenix with Sarah and Shamie's magic, then finish it off without fear. Phoenix surges forward, eyes blazing with resolve as she vows to kill him right here. Boots hit the ground, unleashing a blast of energy that spirals outward. Swordswoman lunges midair as her blades cleave the dark-winged beast. She recalls the saint's regenerative power but pursues her mission, to outpace and exhaust the Phoenix's healing with swift blows. A dark phoenix erupts as 3 heroes launch a fierce assault. A warrior unleashes sound sword, destined to reach sonic speed, but Sayla's blade already outpaces sound, silencing all. The assault begins to outpace the phoenix's regeneration, ripping its fiery form apart. She signals Phase 2 urges Shamey to continue chanting, and steadies her aim for another shot. 4 warriors tumble into a swirling vortex of darkness. Phoenix won't heal. Holy fire weakened its regeneration, but not enough. No opening for destruction magic. Sarah must push faster. She winced and cried out, remembering he's a saint who always fights back. With fierce determination, she yelled for more speed as pain tore through her allies' scream. She shouts as her phoenix falters and its holy fire is erased, admitting she has reached her limit. She calls out she'll take it from here, urging Sarah-chan to stand back as she lunges into action. 2 figures crash to the ground under a furious blow while above. A lone mage summons glowing magic circles around herself. She hovers at the center as glowing magic circles whirl around her. Rose channels her multi-storage magic, drawing a gleaming blade from the void. A warrior leaps through magic circles, sword raised to strike. She stammers in awe that it's amazing at this rate. A monstrous blaze of wind engulfs them, and they cry out in alarm as Father's breath erupts before their eyes. Debris rips through the air as 2 fighters soar above a lurking terror. They wondered if escape was possible given how devastating the enemy barrage had been, and yet here they stood. She realizes the destruction spell is complete, meant to subjugate the phoenix. Should they switch to a trap spell, what now? Shamey declares she'll keep chanting. Rose urges trust in her, promising she won't call it off, then cheers nice Shamey. With steely resolve, she vows Phoenix cannot escape, and hefts a massive greatsword shimmering with power. The warrior salutes, yes sir, as the raven admits, well, that's true, then she lunges, her sword cleaving the beast. A torrent of shadowy blades rakes across the battlefield in violent arcs. A panicked cry for Shamey trails off into an unfinished plea. She watches as a massive magic circle ignites, its runes blazing fiercely. Bathed in light, she steps forward and declares she will pierce the endless stream of life. The sorceress sings a final melody fluttering to its end, binding the fleeting spirit in a momentary shackle. Chapter 1 unleashes the destruction chanting prison, as a vast vortex seals its victim within the water burial prison. An abyssal demon bursts forth, its maw hurling shards of chaos. They caught it at last. With only one move left, Rose steps forward ready to finish it off, determination burning in her eyes. A lone figure reaches toward a vortex of swords and proclaims the blade's purpose must be now. This is the sword he wants. Mystic runes spin outward as glowing spells surge through the. A radiant arcane lock appears, the keyhole pulsing with mystical light. She realizes it's called chant storage, and questions the meaning as she remembers it's a weapon sealed by chanting that Rose holds. She recoils as swirling portals form storage magic, realizing powerful spells, even Shami's destructive magic, require chanting. She wonders what weapon could defy a storage space sealed by ancient chant, then summons her sword, poised and resolute. A mallet collides with the gong, sending a deep resonance across the hall. Heavenly sword, she summons Ikuheim, her blade gleaming with resolve. 2 figures gaze in awe at the shimmering lights floating before them, as one softly murmurs, pretty. The adventurer faced a level 20 mythical beast phoenix, recalled its holy fire torment, and found it too dangerous to spare. A lone warrior raises her blade to pierce the abyss of swirling darkness. Her eyes glint with resolve as she bids goodbye to everything behind her. Motion lines cascade across the panel, conveying sudden impact. A single strike tears the ground apart. Swordswoman charges, blade raised as a shadowy beast looms behind. A cloaked figure hurtles through shafts of light, its presence menacing. A burst shatters the ice, hurling water and ice fragments skyward. They dash through the portal and stand before a gracious figure. A few days later, it was declared that just yesterday the War Maiden's adventurer had defeated Phoenix despite protests. Knights promise the city will soon be safe, though repairs will take time. Rondell scoffs and demands where the maiden is. With a determined calm, she declares she will meet Shifakun, the path ahead shimmering with promise. Days after Rose set out to subjugate the Phoenix her ally fears, she's already won. The knight gasps at his sister's outrageous skill. He's been made incredibly powerful by his sister's training, but is warned to wield that power with care. Her guardian promises care and sends the Phoenix to investigate monster habitats. Disturbances erupt, Behemoth West, Glacia East. The south side of the mountain where Shifa and his sister once lived had become a demon realm. She blinked in shock. In the demon's sanctuary, the mana concentration surges unnaturally. They catch their breath, eyes wide. Why would this happen? She realizes the phoenix isn't involved. A demon god dwells in the mountains. The association awaits her sister. Can't go home. He can't go home and wonders if she's recovered. Recalling her wish to go home, the demon beast Tamamo fleeing to Inari. He feels at ease with his sister by his side, knowing she never asks for help. Then a voice reveals she has something for him. 2 million cells appear in his palm. He reels, enough to live a month, while she envisions a fun outing with her trainees. He reminds the youth he's only come of age, urges him to become an adventurer with honest senses, and grants allowance as needed. The apprentice stammers good morning to Shifa as she sits before the forge, still heavy with sleep. He greets Leanne. He recalls her proposal and checks on her back home. Blushing, she admits she's alone and invites him over. Shifa greets Ruel warmly in the morning. Ruel stammers a return greeting. Shifa then reveals the awaited package. The training center is calm. Leanne is asked to join but refuses. Someone warns trainees are here. She says she heard nothing. Loki rushes in to tell Shifa he saw adventurers marching north from the guild to hunt powerful monsters. Shifa nods, that's it. He learned the Union was heading to Cardia High Forest to subjugate Tamamo, a dangerous level 18 monster, and froze in shock. He remembered rumors of subduing Tamamo, and his reassurance, do not worry, she is just healing her relief, was unforgettable. Tamamo's holy burns leave her vulnerable. He wonders why they did this, must talk to Yelena. He chases Shifa, urging her to wait. As Shifa bursts in, the instructor calls her in for training, but she steals and demands why an adventurer would subjugate Tamamo. She warns Shifa that as an adventurer she must confront the monsters lurking nearby, especially wounded level 18 foes, easy prey. Tamamo never meant to harm humans and needs no restraint, he told the Union, but fears the guild will let adventurers seize her. He realizes adventurers won't heed guild orders and curses himself for not thinking ahead. A new plan begins to form. He apologizes to his instructor and rockets away, insisting he must go help right away. Shifa staggers to her knees, stunned. She realizes she was thrown, and the cloaked figure warns she cannot leave yet. She orders Shifa back to her classroom. Memories of her sister urge her to keep her promise to Tamamo, heal wounds, and go home. The trainee pleads with the instructor to let them pass. The instructor asks, "Are you serious? Do you know what you're doing?" She struggles with guilt for doubting her instructor and vows no harm but hesitates. Friends burst in asking what Shifa is doing. Shifa is warned that her bond with Tamamo has grown, but she insists they are not close, and Tamamo only wants to go home. She warns that blocking an adventurer will expel him and shatter his sister Rose's trust, and urges him to focus on his training. She snaps that Rose won't sweat every little thing, then softens, confessing she knows, her words trailing off in hesitation. A determined knight lunges with sword drawn as the foe flickers away. Her voice wavers, asking if he is the instructor. He replies she's just like her sister and urges her to move on. Instructor warns the High Forest team were elite exterminators. Tamamo's hiding sorcery won't last and she'll be found. Elite adventurers proved unbeatable. Force would fail, so she sought a truth only she could see to make them give up. She smiles confidently, urging him to discover for himself how to wield that power. The trainee scrambles forward, apologizing and thanking her instructor as she reminds her to return by dinner time. She weaves through startled onlookers, apologizing as she races toward the Cardia High Forest, determination blazing in her eyes. At the Cardia branch of the Adventurers Guild, she recalls Yelena's warning. The guild can't cover Tamamo, so she dashes on. He called Shifa back in surprise at her speed. With tears in her eyes, she vowed to help Tamamo, unable to leave him alone. Ruel met her friend's worried gaze, admitted the risk, and urged they slip out of the training center together and hurry. She admits how reassuring it is to have Ruel by her side, then peers up with a questioning gaze. They paused beneath the silent canopy of Cardia High Forest, noting the empty monster nests. A quiet "yeah" answered the tension. Tamamo and her companion race through the forest. The companion asks if this is where Tamamo rested the other day. She drags Shifa behind the tree, urging him to hide. He gasps as he spots the threat and stammers in disbelief. Shifa sees Tamamo unscathed after an attack. Saria appears, praises their skill, offers to rescue Shifa, who protests. Ruel begs to face Tamamo, though unlike those who have talked with her, he still knows nothing of her, and others question her worth. A cold warning demands risk level 18 Tamamo resist. She, wounded and fearful, insists she means no harm and begs to be freed. The captor mocks her risk level 18 and refusal to fight, laughs at her pleas, derides past murders, and warns she'll kill again. She insists she is never hurt, claiming her role as the guardian god of Mount Inari, but her foe sneers she is only a monster. She snaps at Rule, refusing to stay silent. Her voice trembles as she apologizes for failing to protect everyone on MT Inari. An alert warns of danger level 18 targeting Tamamo. The attacker screams die while a steadfast ally vows to protect Tamamo. Upper-class adventurers pour into the light, and he wonders if this is the kind of adventurer he has always wanted to be. She realizes this has always been her dream, to become the adventurer she's always wanted to be. He summons flaming gauntlets and charges forward, eyes blazing with resolve. A warning sounds, each spin of Father Emperor amps its firepower. Overdo it and foes lose their bones. Shifa trembles as her ally cries out. The knight unleashes a ring of fire to shield his fox companion. She trembles, recalling that day when a voice demanded, who she was then taunted the adventurer for tormenting the powerless. He urged Tamamo to hold on, promising they would get home. She snarled, every monster must die. He saw the hero he wanted to be. At least her shield held fast against the shadowy onslaught as she charged ahead. He shouts he's not stupid like them, as blazing energy arcs toward the massive creature. Flames ravage the forest. A panting mage collapses into swirling water. A knight recoils in stunned disbelief. He asked if she had lost the will to fight and told her to go home. When she refused, he threatened to punch her in the face. She utters a startled breath as a spiraling vortex of energy billows before them. One gasps, "What on earth are you?" as another marvels. He is truly an upper-class adventurer who regained willpower. His hand grips her collar. She struggles, pleading to be let go, then swears she will kill that monster lurking ahead. He sees the hero unleash a one-sided blow on Tamamo, wonders if he still dares, and urges him to endure the pain. She warns Shifa that she cannot push any further or she will kill herself. She offers a trembling smile, urging calm and reminding them they're not here to fight. Rule's voice trembles as she utters her own name in a shocked plea, then apologizes and admits she never meant to go this far. Tamamo's eyes widened as he claimed to be the child from before and asked if she was okay. She admitted saving him back then. Resolutely, she vows to protect her companion so she can finally make it home safely. She demanded his purpose and pressed on his nature. Another warned he was dangerous and must be subdued. She noted his move. A Cardia trainee says the wounded stranger will not fight and will leave healed. The veteran forbids meddling, vows to slay monsters. He winces, urging her not to listen. She warns force is a last resort, and no monster deserves mercy until he's an adventurer. Tamamo says she's glad he confessed, but asks him not to protect her to avoid trouble. He insists, vowing her safety. She shouted for them not to move as an explosion erupted overhead. She cries out in surprise as a blade slices just past her face. Swords raised, the party demands who's there. A scout steps forward, saying his sister sent him. He faces Saria of the ominous wind. They stand together, blades drawn undeterred by the looming threat. A warrior demands Sarah's purpose and chides her play. Sarah Fours reveals herself as Leanne's sister and will repay her debt. He accuses Sarah of blocking them and vows to subjugate the monster. She despises weaklings. She's Lean's elder sister. Sarah calls Shifa Rose's brother and insists no union orders exist to subjugate monsters. Warning interference will be punished. Sarah bristles, proclaiming herself the sound sword and the strongest in Cardia. Her friend stares in shock, then sighs geez. He crouches with sword drawn and scornfully declares they are all idiots and that he has never seen anyone protect monsters. The swordsman grasps his blade and calls upon spirit enhancement wind spirit, shredding the air into a roaring gale. Senior magic swordsman Saria Adele steps forward while rival mocks and dares her, vowing no mercy if she protects the monster. She muttered, "Okay, okay," then surged through the gale, declaring no one would escape unscathed as her friends stared wide-eyed. A warrior's gaze sharpens as she steels herself for the coming clash. A blast shatters against the witch, sending shards and dust flying. Recognition dawns amid the raging wind as he realizes this storm. It can't be. He knew the cleaver Fujin, the angry storm of the wind god. In its heart stood the woman he loved most. Rose Allian emerges, hailed as the strongest sister in the world. Shifa asks if Rose is hurt and why she's here, Rose says she was headed to Cardia when she saw the Flame Emperor fire. All real. Saria Adele wonders what situation this is, then calls out, "You there." She announces she's an upper-class adventurer sent to subjugate Tamamo in the high forest. The other replies, "I see." Rose asked about the phoenix. A faint emblem confirmed its subjugation. She summoned her sacred sword phoenix. Party freezes. Night warns she alone can subdue level 18 Tamamo and will ask 2 questions to decide its fate. Voice calls Rose. Shifa asked if any had killed a human. One swore to kill to protect her own. Shifa then asked what they thought of the boy. She admits she's a guardian god and feels tears of relief when someone vows to protect her for the first time. Adalar bars Saria from subjugating Tamamo, granting her exclusive privilege. Saria agrees but plans to report it to the Union. She demanded his identity, his power, and his bond with Rose. She vowed that any scratch on her brother Shifa would be fatal. Rose paused, then forbade subjugation of the Phoenix. Weary from Tamamo's fight, the Phoenix relented and Rose rushed to report. She apologizes for harming monsters and not healing the wound. The fox says Moonlight will heal her, thanking her. They head home. They head to the capital, vow to find Claire though Rose hesitates. Shifa, lonely, joins Cardia and begs for her brother's freedom. He introduced his sister, who raised him, gave him knowledge and power, and joined him at the Adventurer Training Center today. Thanks to his sister's arrival, he repaid the favor safely. Burdened by debts, he hopes to fight by her side and find an answer. Tamamo calls on Shifa. Shifa hesitates, voice trembling as she tries to explain what today means to her. Tamamo beams, declaring it was cool and pledging to be Shifa's guardian before greeting him. The hero blinks, shocked. They feel him close though unseen. They emerge into moonlight beyond the trees. She regrets not subjugating thieving fox Leanne. He recalls how cool it was, but doubts Ruel felt the same. His sister healed her burns, and he offers Ruel a token of gratitude. She proposes they form a fixed party once he is an adventurer. He is stunned, but follows her back to training center. Morning light spills over the mountains as they walk side by side, hopeful that they will reach home in time for dinner. Shifa realizes she forgot to ask Rose about her family, and the demon god species at Rose's first house in the southern mountains. A knight in ornate armor places a teacup beside a plate of cakes. After rescuing Tamonomi, Rose guarded the entrance. A guard thanked her for slaying the phoenix and reporting to the capital. They came to investigate their demonized home. Demons stronger than phoenix spiked magic echoing Tama-chan's fate and Shifa Kun's growth. Guard apologizes, warns Rose of danger, and offers to investigate. Rose insists on going alone, leaving him terrified of a demon. She realizes barring her home, and Shifa Kun nothing could summon a demon here, and the fear of spirits proves her right. "Oh my Rose, you're late. Geez, it's Luciela-chan after all." Danger level 28, Luciela-chan, a demon. "You should have told me you were coming." Luciela was forged with a vampire princess's blood. An airhead friend, she made herself at home, and he reminded her this was home. Magic unsuppressed will demonize the area. She's already restrained it. A raid party may arrive, and she might even join. She pinches her temple, calling this a pain in the ass. A lone cabin perches on a windswept hill. She admits she's nervous. Her friend asks why she showed up so suddenly. Her eyes light up as she shares a fun idea. Luciela beams, her idle days apparent. She used to visit her only friend daily until accidental demonization ended those visits. She felt unease at the summons. Calm though she seemed, Danger 28 loomed. Then she revealed she would become an adventurer. One friend balks that Luciela isn't human. To adventure, Luciela smiles, asking if any rule bans non-humans, and here's there's none. Her mind reels. This new adventurer will graduate with Shifa Kun and meet him in Caldia. She trembles at the danger he faces. Watcher vows to stop her. She hides ears and fangs to blend. Friend warns of demonizing and sunburn. She'll suppress magic. She holds up a parasol she forged from her blood and argentite, insisting it can completely block the sun. She panics over convincing her, but claims no issue. Then admits she can't do more after too many requests about Shifa Kun. She steels herself to trust Luciela, though unease remains, and prays that kind souls will join Shifa. A trembling figure stands before the palace gates. Shifa feels strange heat, dines with Urena. 3 days on, breakfasts are vital, yet Tamano's guardian deity claim weighs on her. He discovered the mountain's demonization ended with Tamamo no Mi's rescue. He feared demonic species despite his curiosity. He dreams of becoming an adventurer at his sister's side. using what she taught him to protect anyone in danger. After giving thanks, she vows to train. Asked about academy life, Shifa startles, admitting she feels she's been here forever. Trainee beams at having gotten used to it and calls it fun. Mentor arranges to meet at Chaldia Square for training. She wonders. In Chaldia Grand Square, a crowd gathers. She realizes it isn't just trainees but adventurers, and she wonders what's happening. Kano Granger, the branch manager, greets the gathered adventurers and commissions them to rid Chaldia of its dangerous creatures. They stand stunned until a voice names ultra-class adventurer Sarah Fours to explain. Silence falls as Big Sis is revealed. After Phoenix, a commission will form temporary parties to purge Chaldia. Only Rose may enter the North Woods where Tamamo hides. He frets over their novice party. Teams are sent east to the marsh and north, while upper class join to tackle deadly foes. Lena's sister pleads to join Shifa's party. Lena, stunned by his proposal, vows to sort things before heading north. They head left, unsure which party to join. A firm voice then declares these three will be under her watch. With a graceful entrance, the branch manager greets Rose's younger brother again, leaving him speechless and wide-eyed. One adventurer balks at the manager's plan as the group presses into the western Great Forest. Will the little girl fight? At the pterosaur training site, Kano watches teams press deeper. Asked why she formed this party, she shrugs and says she did. They alone will clear the Great Forest's deepest levels where cockatrices, pterosaurs, and behemoths roam. He freezes in disbelief. The group lifts their eyes as a black silhouette emerges overhead, a voice ringing out that it's finally here. She gasps at the sight of a danger level 5 basilisk. Another voice reminds the team it's deadly, but not their topmost priority. Manager finally unleashed his power, deemed the beast an eyesore, and commanded Rose's brother to end it, leaving him speechless. The knight wonders what the little girl is thinking. He admires the speed of her storage magic, and wonders if he is being tested, or if her true power is far greater than he imagines. Another enemy charges in the party, readies a swift counterattack, while one protests higher-class adventurers will fight. The group finally reaches deeper level, their destination hearts racing. They know this is where the pterosaur awaits. There it is. Cockatrice swoops down targets of our cleanup. Good grief. Is this girl weak? Wait, stay back. She should be able to defeat it easily. The blue-haired girl tenses as an authoritative voice commands her to face the challenge alone. Her breath catches. She accepts the duel, sure Ryul can win. He knows she outclasses all and worries for Ryul despite vowing to protect her. A warning sounds. Claire's sister must hurry or the level -4 cockatrice will strike. Ryul calms his companion, assuring it's okay. She praises his bravery, then hesitates as he reels back in stunned surprise. 3 ominous birds swoop in, circling the startled group below. 3 cockatrices appear. Claire's sister warns against interference. Shocked voices protest, but everyone senses a bad idea. Surprised voices call out her name as Ryul steps into view. Ryul reminds him of her promise to form a party and readies her power. He realizes she's calm, strong, and once saved him. He convinces himself that Ryul needs no protection, for she is a comrade in arms who fights at his side. He steals his resolve. He must trust her after all. It's Ryul. She returns his gaze, saying it makes power surge within her. She readies herself and departs, vowing to silence these weaklings. She intones a freeze spell and the air suddenly chills. They leap back in shock. One cries out this. The other shouts this is. A swirling frost envelops her as she unleashes absolute zero. An icy vortex erupts as shards of crystal scatter across the ground. Frost spreads around them as she combines magic with her breath to reshape the environment. A truly impressive skill. He notes Claire's younger sister masters the ice element, and isn't ordinary. A flock of icy crows surges in attack. An icy prism rose as ice Babel shattered foes. She pierced it with an ice tower. One gasped, then another muttered battle over. The ice mage lifts her arms and summons 2 crystalline swords of searing cold in an attack called Frost Blade. Ryul's magic erupts, wiping out 3 foes. One ally gasps at her power and admits they could never wield such magic themselves. She praises them but admits it's still hard. He huffs, needing rest. A companion guesses this is a test. Calmly she names the next. She whispers, "What is this?" as the council states, "In fact, you're the key to this party." Then her eyes widen. What is that? She asks to see chanting magic, revealing herself as Shami's younger sister. The party reels in confusion at her sudden request. After Shifa rescued her, Tamamo no Mi slips into the hidden forest's moonlit river. Relieved her wound is nearly healed. She rises from the stream holding her wet cloak, eyes soft. She names Shifa, recalling his heroic aid and yearning to see him again. She bathed in the spring, determined to heal and charm Shifa. His cool presence stunned her, and she blurted a confession. If left alone, Shifa will be taken by another girl, their voices echoing with her name. She trembles as she gasps that is not good, then stammers, Shifa, I will heal faster so I can meet you soon.